Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over market structure and how simple you can make it and how consistent you can make it and how, consistent's the right word, how consistent you can make it. Don't forget to check the link in the description for my free Discord link. I hope to see you in there. Once you're in there, drop me a little DM. And if you've got any questions, let me know over there. So, market structure. What do? We take out a high, we take out a low, we pull back. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range, and we sell off, and we break structure again. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. We give another break in structure. We don't pull back to the top 30%, we sell off, and we break structure to the upside. What happens next? We have an impulse. We give a pullback. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. Then we give another break in structure. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. We give another break in structure. We don't pull back to the lower 30% of the range. Oh, that's not what I wanted. We just continue up. We give another structure, then we give a break in structure. We impulse. We take out an intermediate term high. We give a break in structure to the downside again. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. We continue down, impulsing with the trend. We pull back, we put in a high, we put in a low. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. We sell off, we give a break in structure to the upside. We continue impulsing, that's fine, we don't pull back this time. We continue putting in new structure. We have a high, a low, a high. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. Here. The lower 30% of the range. Alright. We take out this high by a tick. That's all that's needed. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. We take out the high here again. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. And we continue on. Then we have this rather messy news price action. We take out this low. Where do we pull back to? Almost the top 30% of the range, not quite, but you get the idea. Then we continue impulsing down. We take out this structural low. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. Then we create this another structural point here. We don't pull back to the top 30%, but we give a rather large impulse. So between this high and this low, where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. Then we continue the sell-off between now this high and this low. Where do we pull back to? Not quite the 30%, but we do come back to a premium. And we continue the sell-off here. We break structure to the upside, to the upside, to the upside, to the upside. We have a little range. News gives us a rather expansive move to the upside. Then we pull back, we give a break of structure to the upside, and again to the downside here. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. sell off again. We create more structure here. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. We give another break in structure. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. We give another break in structure. Where do we pull back to? Almost the top 30% of the range. We give a break in structure. We give another break in structure. We give another break in structure to shift the trend bullish. Where do we pull back to? Almost the lower 30% of the range. Then we have a rather large impulse leg. We give another break in structure here. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. We give a break in structure to the downside here. Where do we pull back to? Pull back to a premium into an order block here, which mitigates the previous top third of the range. And we continue the sell-off. We have another impulse leg here. Where do we pull back to? The top 30% of the range. We have another impulse leg here. Another impulse leg here. Another impulse leg here. We take out this short-term high. Where do we pull back to? The lower 30% of the range. Give another break in structure. Where do we pull back to? A discount, a previous bullish order block in discount, take out or create equal highs, and ultimately tank to the downside. So I hope you get the idea of how simple you can make market structure. Everybody seems to overcomplicate stuff. If you just stick with trading from the higher or lower 30% of your swing ranges and your structural ranges, you'll find that your win rate will explode. You'll be a lot more confident in holding your trades because you know you are trading from either a considerably premium price or a considerably discounted price. You can hold for more RR. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you join the Discord channel. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to cover, and I look forward to seeing you in our Discord.